Hello, everyone. Welcome to a new episode of HFS Unfiltered Stories. We are going to talk to you about one of the most high priority areas in the enterprise world today, that is supply chains. And I have Yash Chauhan with me, the global head at NeoTangent. And for the uninitiated, NeoTangent is a fast growing global provider of business and digital services in the supply chain space. Yash, welcome to the videocast.
Thank you, Ashish, and a pleasure to meet you once again.
Let me start by quickly sharing what we are seeing in the market and getting your opinion on it. So, if we look at this space, supply chains were disrupted in the year 2020, 2021. And then we saw recovery and consolidation in 22, 23. Right now, if we look at the current survey data, enterprises are looking to increase their supply chain expenditure by 6 to 20% in the next 2 years. Now, this can be attributed to first, supply chain are now getting this core function status thanks to the mayhem caused by the pandemic. But more importantly, there is now growing complexity in terms of changing border regulations, managing multi supplier, multi country relationships. What are you seeing right now with your clients?
Yeah, and as you rightly mentioned, that there has been a lot of turbulence or changes post-pandemic, and we were thinking that after, or we were envisaging that post-pandemic, perhaps the world will come back to normal, maybe a new normal. But other than the regulations, there are various factors actually, economy, various factors in the sense that there are geopolitical impacts every day. There are issues on the different routes of sea routes, etc. So those are also the growing challenges apart from the regulatory or compliance issues, right? I mean, we saw a few days ago about Bangladesh as well. So every such change has a direct impact on supply chain. Every such change has the routing issues. Even the last mile deliveries or other aspects of the overall supply chain. I'm talking about the fulfillment part. Even the sourcing part has has those reflections over there. And this is exactly what we are seeing with our clients all over the place. That yes, there is a growing complexity in the sense that there are there are requirements of the new interpretations of the laws. I don't know. I mean, how it is going to impact. I mean, that's always a question. So there is always a situation of flux, actually, over here, that how it is going to grow, how it is going to go. So therefore, the situation is also demanding, especially after in this the situation is also demanding that we need to call up the experts, or bucketize the kind of bucketize the kind of work, in the sense that let experts handle some portion of it, and the organizations focus on their core aspects. Pretty much the same story as we used to see in BPM or business process management industry. So now it's coming into supply chain services area, and pretty much to your survey, HFS survey, that almost two-thirds of the organizations are now very serious and in terms of their investments. So we are seeing that trend. Uh, Frankly speaking, this is an exciting moment for us as the service providers. I mean, for all the service providers, but I take it personally as an exciting moment, in the sense that we have been in the market for almost 20 years, right? Excuse me, for 20 years, and and now we are expanding to the different industries. So we are able to sort of consolidate or wrap the domain knowledge that we conjured for so many years, along with the emerging technologies. So therefore, the solutions are pretty much pertinent to the modern world needs. That is what is going on.
So, on a related note, where are these investment going to take place? We recently released our 2024 Horizons report on supply chain services, and Neotangent was identified as a disruptor. A common observation throughout that report was that all successful enterprises are focusing on services that fall under the triad of either supply chain visibility, followed by supply chain resilience, followed by supply chain agility in the same chronological order. So what's happening here?
And this is related to what we discussed, that what's happening to the world and the, you know, the challenges that the enterprises are facing. So the obvious, this is an outcome, right? That the visibility, resilience, and agility, and it's very right that it is in chronological order. Uh, so let me take a quick example to illustrate. A few months ago, we started facing a peculiar issue of the routing on, let's say, Red Sea, and so the shipments which were going for the customers, right? And obviously, we had to, we had to come up with the alternate routing, but we had the solutions as well that point in time. But the point was that the visibility was something the clients asked for. The merchandisers were looking for what is happening to my shipment on a minute to minute basis. What is happening to my end to end routing? Will, will that go? Will that not go? At the same time, added with the growing complexities of the regulations, which is already there into place, the shipments are getting held or blocked at the customs. So because of the new laws which are coming up. So then another aspect which is coming up is what is happening to my shipment in terms of the clearance. So are we compliant? Are we not? Are we able to provide the enough traceability documents, traceability proofs, etc.? End of the day, is it getting cleared or not? And the client's expectation is like minute by minute. It's a full visibility requirement, and so that's another aspect. But there is an element of resilience as well. If you see that, it changes all of a sudden, right? It changes all of a sudden, and then it keeps on growing. So how much, that kind of a turbulence is something which is given actually at this moment. So much how much robust your overall process in the sense on the fulfillment side is, that becomes really important. And that's where actually your visibility anyway comes, right? uh, and let me tell you, this is not just related to the fulfillment part, even in the sourcing part. Now people are, the enterprises are going ahead with China plus X strategy, as the other day we were talking, right? uh, so even in the sourcing, what's happening, where my goods are coming up, where it is, the whole sourcing process is also subject to the overall visibility part. Now comes the agility, of course, and that is given. Agility was the requirement even before the pandemic, right? It is more pertinent even in today. Yeah, that's how the modern world is. And Horizon study, HFS study is so very right up to the point that you know the the need of the hour is that the enterprises are asking for almost the real time visibility and tracing of their supply chain. And resilience and agility is something which is not even they're asking, this is given. It has to be taken care of. So that's the situation. And obviously, as disruptor, uh, we are able to bring in our wisdom from the last 118 years of Li and Fang, and along with the modern technology. That's what it is.
I was about to get to Li and Feng. So we recently released the market vision paper that illustrates Neotangent's blueprint for collaborative supply chains. And the hero finding of the paper was your three-pronged go-to-market strategy that focuses on leveraging ecosystem synergy through the Li and Feng ecosystem, value partnering, and third was the end-to-end service offerings that you have right now. Can you shed some light on these three, please?
Let me start from end-to-end services, because that's the core to us. Uh, Li and Fang, as you know, we are part of Li and Fang. Li and Fang is in the market from the last 118 years. I mean, it started in 1906, and we are an offshoot of Li and Fang, and we are there in the market from the last 20 years. So the services that we have already been provided to our customers are very much end to end in nature. So it's a complete suite of the services, right from the production planning to sourcing, production planning, track and trace, transportation solutions, master data management, uh, even banking as well. Banking in the sense letter of credit, etc. Uh, then the regulatory and compliance, sustainability, traceability. You name it. It's like up to the last mile delivery and the warehousing solution. So it's pretty broad range of the services which we carry, and we consider it as one of our core strength. From the domain side, uh, and the reason why we consider it as our core strength is that even in during the pandemic time, during the pandemic time, we observed that in spite of having the world class technologies in the market, we still had problems in supply chain, which means there was something missing in terms of the integration of domain with the technology. So that's what we envision. So that's one area. The second area that I bring in from apart from end-to-end services is the the partners ecosystem value which we are able to generate through the ecosystem of partners. And so as I say the why part, as I focus more on the why part, let me quickly expand it a bit, that we are not just neo-tangent here. We are pretty much part of the ecosystem which is associated with Lian Fang. So we have Lian Fang itself, which provides us a muscle of sourcing and procurement, specifically in different industries. Then we have digital organization, LFX digital organization, which is focused only on the supply chain related digital assets. Then we have data company, which definitely needless to say, it provides us that muscle on the data that we generate. Then we have a specialized team, a very specialized team called Voices, LF Voices. That team specializes in sustainability and traceability part of the world, the whole ESG aspects, even the suppliers audit, suppliers performance is pretty wide range and very specialized services. So that's another aspect which is also adding value to our overall ecosystem. Other than that, definitely we have generative AI group, we have the freight forwarding group as well. So all that, there are many, but this is the whole ecosystem which through which we are successfully able to provide the end-to-end services to our customers and build really innovative solutions. Now, last but not the least, modern world requires us to be very innovative and not really into our FTE game, the previous era FTE game. So uh, we came up with an innovative concept of value partnering, which is totally different than your gain share or your value share, that aspect. Value partnering is, since we are able to generate value through our ecosystem, through our wisdom actually, which is more than a century old. uh, the way we engage with the customer is also very different, in the sense that we, all the related parties, the customer, neo-tangent, and could be sometimes the related third parties, they come together and really work out the overall ecosystem with the customer, ecosystem which will create the value without bothering in at the first instance that who is going to get what. That is basically the outcome, and the focus is on the value itself, and then underneath we can be flexible enough to adopt whatever model is suitable. I mean, in some of the engagements actually we have a mix of the models. We have FTE model, we have outcome based, etc. uh, that actually changes suddenly the focus from service provider to the customer focus, from to an ecosystem of the customers. So in a nutshell, if I say, uh, from the services side, we have an ecosystem uh, of our own services. We have an ecosystem even with the customer as well. So that's the true meaning of the ecosystem value which is coming out.
No, I completely agree with you on the value partnering model. That's the beauty of it, that it can coexist with the traditional model. It's not X or Y, it's X coexisting with Y. Uh, it was terrific getting your thoughts on this frenetic world of supply chains. Thank you so much.